Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Sport Talk. I'm your host, Evan, and today I'm joined by Lucas, Ben, and Zach. And it's been a long time since we've posted one of these, but we got one for you today. And we got a basketball episode today. I'm talking some playoff basketball. Before we start, make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok. And yeah, we'll get started with, first we're going to be talking about the Brooklyn Nets. They lost in the first round. They were the only team swept. They got swept by the Celtics. And Lucas, I know you feel passionate about this topic, so I'll let you kind of just take the wheels. What did you think of the Nets?
Well, the Nets, it was a dumpster fire. Steve Nash has to go. He's not a good coach. Just because he could play does not mean he's a good coach. So that's the first problem. Second problem is Kyrie and KD did not play that well. Their numbers look okay, like averaging wise, but they just did not play well. They weren't involving everyone. This wasn't a good series for them. Some of the games weren't even competitive because of them. And then the Ben Simmons debacle. Okay, I'm a big Ben Simmons fan, as you guys know. Yeah. You know, but at some point, he's got to play. He sits out for so long because he wants his money or to get traded, and he gets that happening. Once that happens, somehow he hurts his back, and then I'm like, okay, he'll be back. They said he'll be back for the playoffs, and then Game 4, like he'll be back. I was like, okay, they could have a chance now that they have Ben Simmons, and then he sits out and they get beat. I mean, how long does he have to not play? I just don't understand. And then afterwards, there's like, he was supposed to be back for the game, but now he has a back surgery. He's not even going to be good for training camp. Is he ever? I don't think he's ever going to play again.
He will never play again.
It's just sad to see because he could have been an MVP caliber player, and he's just not going to be able to play again.
Yeah, he said he had like a mental block, which was causing the back injury, which I thought was interesting.
That is mental block.
Yeah, that's his words.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, I would agree with you on that. Yeah, I'm not a mental health expert, but you never know. But you have to be careful with that stuff, because the whole mental health thing. But yeah, I think that a big reason was obviously Ben Simmons didn't play. That didn't help them at all because, I mean, they traded James Harden
and got nothing in return.
Got nothing, yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
What did they get out of that, actually?
Ben Simmons,
Seth Curry. Who did pretty good for him.
Maybe a pick or two.
So a mediocre player and a player that's never played a game in the NBA.
Well,
this year or like
hasn't played in over a year for James Harden. So yeah,
the Nets definitely got ripped off in that trade.
Yeah, looking back on it wasn't very good. But yeah, and I also think the whole like Kyrie situation with him not being able to play and then being able to play and kind of just being like a part-time definitely would like ruin the chemistry.
Yeah, the chemistry wasn't there for
And then you bring on like the Ben Simmons thing, and I just think
that's just a disaster having a part-time player.
Yeah.
Like that's like what?
Yeah.
And like constantly bringing in new guys and everything, just changing everything up.
Yeah. Yeah, that they just had it from the start of the year. Nothing went right for them.
And it sucks that their part-time player is like one of the best in the NBA.
Yeah.
That kind of hurts them.
That did hurt a lot.
But yeah, I do think that Steve Nash needs to go.
Yeah.
I think he's not a good coach at all.
No, he has proved that. He literally has two of the best players in the game right now, and he cannot win one game in an NBA playoff series.
That is shocking. They had KD and didn't win a single game.
What's funny is...
Not only KD, like KD should win a series by himself.
Yeah.
But they had Kyrie at help.
A while ago when he was playing with the Warriors, he would like take over the games. Like that was the reason they would win some of these playoff games.
Yeah.
And like he didn't win a single game in the playoffs.
39% field goal percentage.
I mean...
Yeah.
He got swept immediately.
Yeah.
They almost didn't even make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
They were in the play-in.
Yeah, they had to play in.
And they beat the Cavs.
Yeah.
It would be the Cavs.
Well,
yeah.
It's not something too special.
39% will not do it, though. Shooting, 39%.
No, yeah. Tatum locked him up.
I didn't realize how good of a defender Tatum was.
Yeah, I was surprised at actually how well he did.
Yeah, like
They're Boston's entire defense is
they have a very
spectacular.
good defense. Yeah.
They remind me of like the old Warriors teams where they're really good at like switching and like help defense.
Yeah.
And they just have 5 guys that are willing to play defense, which I think is huge in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure.
But something that's funny is so the coach of the Celtics, Ime Udoka, he was on the Nets. He was an assistant coach for the Nets last year.
That is crazy.
So Steve Nash just got swept by his former assistant.
That's rough.
That is, that shows that
That's rough.
the Nets.
I think they
don't
should
know what they're
hire a new
doing.
coach.
I think so.
I think
Frank Vogel.
I think they should. I don't think they will, but I think they should.
Frank Vogel.
They're
I'm
going to
just
have
kidding.
another mediocre season.
Frank
for the best
Vogel.
team in the league.
Frank Vogel.
He did win them a championship.
Okay, yeah, but this year they didn't even make the playoffs.
No, both title favorites both did not make the playoffs.
That is-
one.
Who was the
made
other one? The
The
Nets?
It was the
Lakers.
Nets. and
Oh, the Lakers. Yes.
Well,
they
I guess
didn't make it.
The
The,
Nets,
No.
the Nets made it, but they didn't do anything.
Lakers missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's so bad.
They might be worse than Brooklyn. They might be worse off than Brooklyn is.
Well, probably.
They're not
I mean,
gonna get
at
any
least the
better. They
Nets
have a
made
bunch of
them.
old players on their team.
Yeah, they're all old. That's their problem. And well, besides for Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis is literally a walking injury.
Crippled.
Yeah.
He just like literally he could like not step right on the like he might step on the line in the concrete and break his foot. You don't even know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that was unfortunate that they were not able to really do anything. I mean, LeBron played his heck of a game, or heck of a whatever season, but they just were awful.
Yeah, well, he had no help.
They were
Yeah,
awful.
there were like multiple
They won't
games.
even get on back on the other side of the court for.
Yeah, I know.
There were multiple games I was watching. I actually had to turn it off because it was just bad basketball.
Well, they'd be down 40 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see they got blown out a lot this
A
year.
lot.
It's kind of odd for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have so much money too, like their organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, Russ Westbrook was a terrible decision.
What happened to him?
He's
He
just
used to
getting
be
older, I
good.
guess.
I feel like he's always been.
Yeah, he's never been really a great teammate.
He's just been good by himself, and his teams
Yeah.
have just never done good,
Yeah.
which is sad.
He's more of a
He wants to control the entire aspect.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think the Lakers was all his fault, but I mean, he definitely like
They
It's
fired
just-
their coach, right?
His numbers
Yeah.
weren't too
Yeah.
bad though.
no, he always puts up good numbers, but
Yeah. Just he'll put out 20 points, but he'll take 19 shots to get 20 points.
Yeah.
That's his problem.
I saw one picture the other day. It was like he had a triple double, but he shot like 2 for 13 or something.
Yeah, it's
You
insane.
need to look at his field goal and assist
Yeah.
to turnover ratio.
Yeah, his assist to turnover ratio was bad.
Yeah, it has to be terrible.
I'm not surprised.
But yeah, they have a lot of questions that need to be answered.
Get a quadruple double with
10 turnovers. He probably has done that a lot. There's been some things that some people think they should trade AD, which I don't think they'll do.
No, they won't trade AD.
They're going to probably try to trade Westbrook, but they're not going to
Trade
get anything.
LeBron.
Trade LeBron. Yes. that'll really solve the problem.
Where would LeBron go?
Do not say the
Warriors.
Warriors. Oh,
The Warriors.
Then they will have Poole, Thompson, Steph, Draymond, and LeBron.
you don't even need a bench.
Well, Wiggins will come off the bench.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. That can be your one bench player.
Yeah.
Wiggins will come off.
We have a 6-player team.
Yes. They can cut
Your
all-
sixth player was the starter for the West.
in the All-Star
In
game.
the All-Star game.
He's the 6th man.
I still don't know how that happened.
I don't either. Don't get me started on that.
That was odd.
That was very odd.
I'm surprised Klay Thompson didn't make it.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of the Warriors, I guess we can go right into their series. They are tied 1-1 with the Grizzlies. That was when I kind of did like a prediction, and my prediction was that one was going to go in like 6 or 7 because I think both teams are really good.
Yeah, I think this is the best series going on
That
right
one's
now.
going to go 6 or 7 for
Yeah.
sure.
This is the best series.
Because it's like the young up and coming team, and then like the overpowered, or not
Experienced
overpowered,
team.
the really,
Overpowered old team.
yeah, the really good old team.
They're just very experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot more experience.
Well, and Jordan Poole's been going off, and he's he?
He's young.
Second
Yeah,
year,
he's crazy.
second or third year,
Third.
year.
Third year.
Either way, he's
But this is
very
his
young.
first, isn't this his first NBA season, though? Because wasn't he in the G League for, 2 years?
I'm not sure.
I think he was in the G League for a little bit. Which
Might
is
have
crazy
went up and
because
Yeah.
He's going crazy right now.
Yeah, he's been, I think, kind of the star of their playoff.
Well, he's the reason they've been doing so well.
Yeah. I mean, Steph's been coming off the bench, and he's been putting in solid. He's been contributing, but Jordan Poole and Klay Thompson have been really doing.
Klay Thompson's starting to look back to form.
Yeah, the first round he was struggling, but
he's starting.
He had didn't he have 20 points a game against?
But he was shooting percentage was awful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he chucked up as much shots, but this series he's starting to shoot a lot better.
Yeah.
He's hitting the shots that we're used
to.
Both
of these games were both very good games.
Oh, they're very
game
good
games.
Game
one, the Grizzlies lost on a missed layup, right?
Yeah,
John missed the layup.
Yeah, and then the second one, I think I fell asleep on the couch during that one. But I know it was close, though.
The Grizzlies pulled that one out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm really liking this. I think it's the best series by far.
It's going to be a good one to watch throughout the next couple of games.
Yeah, I think
it'll definitely come down to the wire.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'll go 7.
Yeah, I could see 7 games.
Yeah, every game's gonna be close.
Every game will be close.
Every game will be very close. I think the Grizzlies will pull it out as well. I think with the way that Bane's been playing, he's been playing really well, which I didn't know who he was until as of recently. He's been having a pretty decent year, but as of now, he's been having a really good year. They obviously have Jaren and Ja, but their defense is really well with Brooks and the Jones kid from Duke.
Yeah, Brooks isn't playing tonight.
He got suspended for breaking Gary Payton's elbow.
That was terrible. Goodness.
Yeah, that was not very.
That was pretty dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked. I don't think he meant to, but it looked very bad.
Yeah. I mean, I could see why he got suspended for that because it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, which could, now that I remember that could be a series clincher for the Warriors.
That could hurt them
because they could take this game if it's a close game. I'm taking the Warriors over the Grizzlies because of Brooks isn't there because his defense is just huge.
So then they'll go up 2-1.
Yeah, and they'll be at home for the next one too. So they could go up.
Rolling.
Yeah, so that's a big loss.
I still think it'll go 6 or 7 though.
I agree.
Yeah.
It definitely will.
I think Memphis will steal one in Golden State.
That would be nice. I think they'll steal the second one with Brooks. I don't think they're going to get this one.
No, so you think Warriors will win 2 straight and then the Grizzlies win 1?
Mm-hmm. So then it'll be 2-2.
Yeah, I think it'll be 2-2, and then I think I don't know. Then you really can't tell. It just depends.
Did you see what Desmond Bain said the other day? He said that he's the second best shooter in the league, and Steph's number 1.
I mean, he's shooting like it right now.
Yeah.
I watched the start of, I don't know if it was game 1 or 2, but I think he started off 5 for 5 from 3 in the first quarter, 7 for 7 in the quarter. I was like, wow.
He was a steal. I think he was the last pick in the first round.
Yeah, where did he go to college? Yeah.
TCU.
TCU. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a steal. He's very good. Yeah, that was and they're so young. We're going to be seeing this Grizzlies team for a while.
Yeah,
for a very long time. If they all stick together, we're going to be seeing them for a very long time.
Yeah, and I think they will because they have Jaren and Ja under team control, and then Bain is like a rookie last year. So.
Yeah, so I think they should give all their money to those 3 because I think that could be the next big 3.
Oh yeah,
and you don't need Bain to be like a insanely good scorer. You just need like a
Klay Thompson
Klay role. It's exactly what I was thinking. And then Ja play he's not even. I don't know. He doesn't play like anybody I've seen.
Yeah,
he's like a better version of Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, he's a stud.
But the only reason I say he's way better is because his turnovers compared to Westbrook are a lot better. And the reason I think they're also going to be good for a while is even when Ja was out for 10 or 15 games this year, they went they only lost 2 games without him.
They barely lost,
which is very impressive. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the reasons they're going to be so well because even without Ja, they're really good, and you just add Ja.
How do you think they'll compete with the Suns down the stretch, though, with David Booker?
The Suns are unreal.
But are the Suns going to be unreal for several more years?
No, because Chris Paul's old.
Yeah, he's 30.
Yeah, no, I think this.
I mean, Devin Booker's young though.
Yeah, I know, but if they're trying to win championships now, Suns.
Chris Paul kind of leads the team.
Yeah, and once he can't, I don't think.
When is he? 35.
With all
he's
his
old.
experience.
Yeah, he's definitely getting up there.
37.
He's old.
Yeah,
I know he's old.
He's definitely getting up there.
Yeah.
I hope they win one. I feel like he deserves one.
Yeah, I do too.
I want him.
I like Booker a lot too.
Yeah,
I like the way he
like
plays.
See Devin Booker win one. He's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that series is a very good series too.
Suns and Dallas.
I think the Suns are the better team by a lot.
Dallas just stole one last night.
But
right?
Dallas stole one,
they
which
did.
is crazy.
I think the Suns will be able to.
It's
handle
2-1, right?
Yeah. I have the Suns winning that one in 5.
I think so. I think the Suns are going to win that one in 5. I don't know. Yeah, Dallas. They've got Dinwiddie, but I don't know. Luka obviously, but I don't.
Played well.
Yeah, if Brunson keeps playing, if he scores 25 plus, they will be in the game. But if he doesn't score 25 plus, then they're not going to be in the game. Obviously, you saw the first 2 games; he combined for 22 points, and those games were not as close. Yeah. But when he has a good game, because Luka's going to have his games. He always has great games. But Dinwiddie will be the shooter for you. But if Brunson has a good game, then they're definitely in contention of winning the game. But if Brunson's not there, then they're not going to win that game. So I agree with you. I think the Suns will take that one in 5. They're the lot better team. I think they'll come out of the West.
Suns and Warriors. Yeah, they'll probably beat the Warriors.
I could see something Grizzlies.
If the Warriors beat the Grizzlies, though.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the hard one. I think the Grizzlies will come out of that. Either way, it'll be a really good series.
Yeah.
The West is, I think, I was going to say the West is more competitive, but it's not. Because the other series are really good,
Wouldn't
too.
you say whoever comes out of the West will be the favorites to win the championship, though?
Dude, I don't know.
I don't know. Boston
Is
and
that your
Milwaukee.
Philly is really good when they have
West
Joel.
is really
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Boston and Milwaukee.
And you got to think.
I mean, I know there's I know the 76ers and the Celtics and the Bucks. All of those guys.
Also the Heat, too.
Okay, I guess it would be pretty even.
It's even throughout the whole round.
Because I was thinking that the West was, like you said, a little bit better, but then I was
when
like,
you look at the
yeah,
teams,
no, they
yeah.
got- the East is pretty good, too.
You have the Heat going in 5?
Dude, well, because I thought Joel Embiid would be out longer than he was. I thought he'd be out a majority of the series.
Okay, I was going to
He
say.
came back earlier than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you automatically see he only scored 18 points, but you see the difference he
You
makes
have
on defense.
You have the Heat beating the 76ers?
Well, so I made that a while ago. That was when he had just heard it, and they said he was going to come back game 4 or 5.
Yeah, if he comes back game 4 or 5.
So I thought I was
yeah.
okay, well then that's not going to be.
Agreed.
But he came back game 3, and so that will change that. But
should be a good series.
Yeah,
with him back.
Yeah, I want to go back to the Mavericks real quick because Luka just broke an insane record the other day. So he in the playoffs he's played 16 postseason games and he's averaged 33 points a game, which puts him behind only Michael Jordan for the most in NBA history. And Michael Jordan averaged 33 as well.
Okay,
33.4.
I think that's crazy, but he also does not have the amount of games played as some guys.
No, definitely.
So I think as the years go on, that will fall dramatically.
Yeah.
But that's crazy right now.
Yeah, well, that kind of just shows how much he has to carry that team for them to even be in any games.
Yeah.
Because it's honestly just him now. I mean, they had Porzingis, but
I think it was good to get Porzingis.
Yeah, I think it was too. But now it's literally just Luka. So
yeah,
he has all of the. So I saw somebody put a poll on it. It was either Twitter or Instagram. It was who would you rather have, Luka or Tatum? And there was a couple people that actually said Tatum.
I would take Tatum.
Tatum's
insane.
Yeah.
And he's better at defense.
Yeah,
and he's not as injury prone either.
Yeah, it was a close one for me.
I would take either. Yeah. I would be fine with either.
Yeah.
I think I'd be okay.
Anyone would complain.
Yeah, I would not complain with either of them.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking about the Philly, because when Joel Embiid had a concussion and an orbital fracture, so I thought that would take him more than just 3 games to come back.
Orbital fracture.
It's an eye.
It's right here.
It's right here. He
I bet he's got those masks now.
Yeah, he wore a mask.
Yeah. Because he got elbowed in the face. That was dumb. He should not have been in.
No, he shouldn't have been in.
They were up by 20 with
4 minutes
4 minutes left to talk.
Oh, that's retarded. He could get hurt.
And then Doc
Yeah,
Rivers.
well, he did get hurt.
Yeah, and Doc Rivers was I don't regret anything. And I was like,
of course he doesn't.
I think they need to fire him.
I don't think he's that good of a coach.
I
really don't.
I mean, I wouldn't. They won't fire him though. He's doing pretty good.
They're not going to, but I think they should.
Everybody thinks he's a good coach. They just got really good.
The only good thing he's done is
they do have
the Celtics in 2008.
Yeah,
They were loaded. But they did get through LeBron, so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think this one will also go to 7 because the Philadelphia 76ers were down 2-0 without Joel.
Yeah.
So I think this one will go to 7, but I think Philly will still pull it out because of Maxey.
Maxey, yeah, he's the X factor.
He is playing like James Harden should be playing. And so, if they didn't have Maxey, this I don't think this would be as close to a series. But since Maxey's playing the way James Harden's supposed to be playing, James Harden doesn't have to do as much, which is lucky because James Harden is not producing. He's not doing much.
I feel like he kind of fell off.
He has.
He hasn't shot as much.
Yeah.
I know. I saw a statistic. When he was with the Rockets, he averaged 19 shots a game when he had all like the insanely long stretch with like 30 or 40 points or something like that. And he's only averaging 12 shots a game now, which is 7 less shots.
Yeah,
that's a big difference.
Which is it's a big difference.
Because he's also like shooting free throws.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not shooting as many free throws.
Not as many with the rule.
Yeah.
So
literally, it was really just for him because he just drew so many fouls. So yeah, he's not playing as well, but he's still playing well. But he's not playing at all-star level.
Yeah, now we're accustomed to seeing.
Yeah.
I'm looking at in the Philly or the Miami series, he shot 4 free throws game 1, 7 game 2, and 8 game 3. So that's drastically different. But I mean, like if you look at I'm looking at his 3-point percentage, 29%, 20, and 14%.
Exactly, that is what's killing him. He used to be automatic.
Yeah, so
and it'd be tough shots.
I mean, he's still finishing with double digits and near triple doubles every game, but
not as
well. That's because he's shooting those free throws. Yeah, still.
Yeah. I mean, he had 16 and 9 in game 1, and then he had 20 and 9 in game 2.
Wait, game 3?
17 and 8.
Yeah, I think for them to get out of the East, he's going to need to average 20 in the next series.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this game I think it'll probably go either 6 or 7, because if you look in game 1 when they didn't have Embiid, they lost 106 to 92, which is a big margin.
Mm-hmm.
Then they lost by 16 the next game, but then when Embiid came back, they won by 20.
Well, how many points did they hold the Heat to?
Right. 119 and 106.
No, in the last game. The third
79.
Game. 79. That's what it is. Yeah. That's what it is having Joel Embiid. You got to think of all the scores Miami has.
I'm trying to think of the stat. I
saw something. They held him to 79 points. He didn't score 80 points in an NBA game. And they have a ton of offensive players, so that's crazy. I think that's why Philadelphia is going to be so hard to beat because you can't score down low because Joel is just such a good defender down low, and they've got Thibault and Tobias Harris to defend you outside.
So you have them winning these.
He's always like a consistent,
I know.
really good player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have them winning these. Yeah, if they can get out of this series because they started down 2-0, that's what's tough about it.
Yeah, well,
but I think having Joel, he can stop Giannis down low.
Yeah.
Like I think you put Thibault on Giannis and just have Joel help, and then Giannis isn't gonna put up 30.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then is Chris Middleton still out, isn't he?
Yeah, he's out for the whole series.
And then even if he comes back, he's still recovering from an injury.
Yeah. What was the injury?
No, it was a sprained MCL.
Oh.
Which is knee, which is very bad.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's not good.
Yeah.
There was a stat that was like for the last game. It was like the Heat against when like Joel Embiid is the main like primary defender and like the shooting percentage was awful. I can't find the exact number, but it just should like you said, it just shows you how much of an impact that Joel Embiid makes on offense and defense.
Well, yeah, because like he can drop 40 and 20 on you. But he also plays really good defense.
Yeah, which I didn't realize that he was as good as a defender as he actually is.
I agree. I didn't realize I was as good as a defender until I saw that when they had him, they held the Heat to 79 points.
Yeah.
Okay, the game before they scored 116.
Yeah.
And then they went to 79.
It's a huge difference.
And it's crazy that like he's a big dude too, and he can play like perimeter defense like well.
Oh yeah.
For a big man.
That's 37 points difference.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
You don't need to score. You don't need to score like 120 points to win a game now.
Yeah.
You only need to score 100.
Mm-hmm.
If you can hold them to 95 and under,
that's
you only need to score 100.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Yeah, like you said, I did not realize that he was as good a defender as he was.
Yeah. That's why I think he should win the MVP.
I agree. I saw the NBA put up an article. I don't know if it was real or not, but it said like something about like Joel Embiid's return. It said the Kia MVP, Joel Embiid's return. So I think he already won the MVP. I think they accidentally leaked it. I don't know if it's true or not.
I saw something that
I think it would be deserving.
That
Yeah, he definitely deserves.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Like that guy is really good too, though.
Jokic? Yeah, but
Jokic is insane.
But what
Yes.
sucks is they don't take playoffs into consideration.
Oh yeah,
Because if it was playoffs, then Jokic would be out because he got swept.
and
They didn't get swept though.
they lost. They won
5.
one game. They got beaten 5, and
He played really well in that series. Though.
Yeah, because he has nobody else in his team.
Yeah, he shoots all the shots. Yeah, and he's not as good as a defender as Joel.
Well, no, I'm not saying it should be him. I'm just saying that he is good though.
Oh yeah,
I think he distributes a little.
He's a tremendous player, but I think Joel Embiid deserves it.
No, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
So I think
will just take down the ball.
I know that's crazy. A center. That's nuts. But I also think the Boston-Milwaukee series is almost as good as the Warriors-Grizzlies.
That does look like a good one.
They probably have a good.
Is Milwaukee up, what, 2-1 now?
Yeah.
Or 3-1?
2-1.
2-1, yeah. So, I mean, Milwaukee does have it, which is kind of crazy without Middleton.
I found the stat for Embiid.
Oh, what is it?
So, Adebayo, Bam, who's been one of their better players, was held to 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. And he missed 7 of his 9 shot attempts. And so in Game 1, the Sixers posted a defensive rating of 114 as a team, 125 in Game 2, and then Joel Embiid on the court, it was 89.8. So it significantly dropped,
That's insane.
Which is good.
I think the biggest part of that stat is the 3 rebounds. When your center's grabbing 3 rebounds, that is terrible. Yeah, that's tough. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Matisse Thybulle? Because I think he's more like a
I
polarizing.
love Thybulle. I'm a huge fan of Thybulle. I've been a huge fan of him since Washington. Because not only can he score a little bit.
Not really.
He can score a little bit. He's big. He's
He can shoot layups.
Yes, but I think his defense. They don't need more scorers. They have Maxey, Harden, and Embiid.
Yeah.
That's and Tobias when you need him, right? So they have all the scorers they need.
Yeah.
They need a defensive stopper that can say, okay, we can put this guy on their best player and he can shut them down. And that's exactly what Thybulle is.
Yeah.
He's so long, he's so smart, and he gets so many steals, and he's always there deflecting passes or shots. I think he's a huge part of their team that nobody really talks about.
Yeah. I like Thybulle. My only issue with him is he's such a bad shooter that the teams. So he'll be in the corner for 3, and his defender's just sitting in the paint, and so they basically just double Embiid every time because Thybulle's such a liability.
Just don't even bother guarding him.
No, I mean it's literally like the Ben Simmons treatment. They don't even bother going out there, which can. I mean, Joel Embiid's still doing fine because he's just that good, but Joel Embiid, when he's on the court, is consistently getting double teamed, which is my only thing. But like you said, his defense outweighs that because he's one of the greatest perimeter defenders in the league.
Yeah, well, I think that if it was affecting Joel Embiid, he was, instead of scoring like this whole season, he's been scoring almost 40 a game. I always look, and there's he's always putting up huge numbers. So if it was affecting him and he's only 18 to 20 every game, then I think you would have to make a change there. But it's not affecting Joel, so I would keep Thybulle out there because he's stopping every team's best defender. I mean, best offensive player. Not stopping them, but holding them to what they shouldn't have.
Yeah, I mean, if he can just get a little bit of a 3-point shot, I think that would make a world of a difference.
Agreed.
Because that would make Joel Embiid's life easier, and it would make him a much more effective player.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
But I've seen some conflicting.
I think it's worth having him out there for defense, though. I mean, if he's that much of a lockdown defender, I think it's helpful to have him out there. I mean, it's not that much of a liability. I mean, you got Joel Embiid over there. I mean, it's not that.
And Harden and Maxey and Tobias Harris. So I
mean, if you got him that can play lockdown defender,
if they didn't have as much offensive power.
Yeah. Well, then it would be more of a problem. But they literally have 4 guys that are insane. So.
They have 4 scorers, so they don't need him to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just seen some different views on him, and I was just curious what you guys thought about him.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
You're a fan of the good defenders that can't shoot.
Yeah, it's true. Well, Ben Simmons is a way better scorer.
What is this Ben Simmons treatment you said? Would they literally just not guard him?
No.
So Ben Simmons would be at the top of the key, and the guy would stand in the paint and put his hands up.
Well, he can't shoot.
Because he can't shoot. So they literally wouldn't.
That's just disrespectful.
Yeah, it was.
He won't shoot. It's the problem where if you watch his practice film, he can make those shots. He just won't shoot them in game. It's weird. I don't understand. But he still scores.
He just seems like a. I mean, it just seems like a really strange situation.
He is definitely a strange situation, which is a shame because I love him.
Yeah, it just sounds like he's really kind of a mess.
Yeah,
do you think it's more of a confidence thing or the coaches?
I think it's definitely confidence because I think he doesn't even have confidence to play right now. Yeah. I think it's part of the mental health problem. It's because he just doesn't have confidence to play, which is sad.
Maybe he does have serious mental health issues.
I think he does.
If his confidence is that low, I mean that's pretty rough.
Yeah, he won't.
If he's sitting there making it in practice, I mean he knows he can make it, but he's just afraid to shoot it.
Yeah,
like a mental block.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a mental block.
Yes, precisely, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a problem. He just seems like a bit of a mess.
Yeah.
So here's a picture of. So there's Ben Simmons, and there's the entire defense.
Dude, that's so bad.
There's nobody anywhere close to him. So
he's not even he's not trying to shoot it or anything.
He's walking towards the sideline. Yeah, they literally just put a defensive wall.
Okay, but
he's also a 6'10" point guard.
Yeah, that's impressive.
He should be filthy, but
he is when he's healthy. He was.
Okay,
he's an all-star every year and defensive player of the year.
He was pretty good.
He passed up a wide open layup.
Okay. That last time he was in the playoffs, that's when the whole confidence thing started.
A wide open layup to win the game too.
Yes,
but LeBron would actually shoot the layup, not pass.
Yeah,
the layup
LeBron would
off.
keep shooting it.
It's true.
See, okay, my thing with I don't know, I don't really pay that much attention to it, but just from what I hear is that from a franchise's perspective, the Nets or the 76ers perspective, it's okay, this guy has a high ceiling and he can be good, but he's not performing and he's not doing anything. I mean, yeah, he might have issues, whatever that may be, but from a franchise perspective, he's not doing
on the court.
anything.
He's not even on the court.
Yeah, so it's not worth having him. He can be good, but he's not performing. So
yeah.
Something on that. I saw the report. I'm not 100% sure if it's true, but he said one of his teammates said that he was playing Call of Duty for 24 hours during Game 2 or something. He was just sitting there playing Call of Duty at his hotel or at his house.
That's hilarious.
While they were playing basketball.
There are some serious problems there. He's gonna need more.
If I'm the Nets, I'm sorry. I'm sorry he has issues. I don't know what's wrong with him, but if I'm the Nets, I'm getting rid of him.
Yeah,
he doesn't play.
I think.
It's a waste of money.
Especially playing COD.
Yeah, he might have a lot of talent and he might have a high ceiling, but he's not playing.
I think he would benefit because he played in Philly, which is a really big sports town. They're really passionate.
Their fans are pretty rough.
Yeah, they
can
in all
they're
sports. Yeah, they can be.
They're very passionate.
They can be real harsh on people. And then Brooklyn is the same way. New York is a massive sports town, and so they're the same way. And so The teams that he plays for have very judgmental fan bases. Exactly, yeah.
So if you make one mistake, they hate you.
I think,
which that can mess with your confidence.
Oh yeah, especially when when you turn the TV on, everyone just says that you're the worst basketball player ever, and everyone.
That after a while,
when your own fans start booing you,
that would be really tough to deal with. So I understand that, but at some point, it's dude, you got to get out here and play.
He needs to go.
I think he would benefit.
And honestly, if he gets out there and plays and just starts shooting, if he's a good shooter, just start shooting. Even if he misses, just start shooting, and he'll get his groove back, and that'll help his confidence. Just him being out there playing is going to help it.
Yeah.
I think he would greatly benefit for playing on a small market team.
Yeah, that would be really good for him too.
Like Utah, where nobody cares about.
They should do the trade.
Yeah.
No,
nobody.
Him going out there and playing for a lower market team would
actually could happen. They could trade Gobert.
Yeah, because that is interesting because of what we were going to talk about.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a couple minutes. But yeah, I think he would greatly. I think he would be a lot better in a lower kind of. Where the pressure's just not on him.
I think first of all, he needs to get out there and play though.
He just needs to get on the court to get confidence back.
But also the other thing is that if he can only succeed in a place where the stakes aren't high and there's no pressure, then he's not going to be good.
He's not going to get the money he wants.
He's not. He's not going to even be good when it like when the game's on the line and you're like heading you're in the playoffs and stuff. Like how he's not going to succeed in that. I mean, if he only succeeds in places that have zero pressure, he's not going to be able to succeed when the pressure is on. You know.
Yeah. I think he's no longer viewed as like the guy. Like he's a good complementary piece.
Yeah, he can't be number one
player.
Have
to have somebody else.
Yeah, so
with him.
if he plays for a team that's
like Utah, Donovan Mitchell could be your one.
That would be a good.
I totally agree.
As long as he's not
just on the court.
Yeah. As long as he is just not the guy. Like I mean, like he needs to be out there and play, but he can't be like you said. He can't be the guy. Like they got to have somebody else.
He should join the Pistons.
He has to just be a support.
Okay, that is just too far. He should not join the Pistons. That's too far. That is too far. He should not join.
Hey,
the Pistons.
There's no pressure there. They're terrible.
No, there's no.
The Magic.
Not the
Magic.
Yes, he should.
No, he should not go to those.
Hey,
awful
dude, if they win like
franchises.
10 games, then that's great seasons.
They could.
They might actually win, hit double digits.
There's no pressure.
They might
there.
get to 20 wins.
There's no pressure. If he goes there and wins 10 games, it's a successul season.
All of the Magic
if they go
have those
10
point
and
guards.
72, it's a good year.
They trade him back, Markelle Fultz.
Oh no!
Why? Okay,
not Markelle
is
Fultz.
Jalen Suggs just not even good anymore?
He's struggled a lot.
Like what? He
was a rookie.
Also, they have
that's true too. He was like an immediate rookie starter.
They have 3 point guards and basically
and they all three are like supposed to be young stars.
So they have 3 point guards, which is immediately foolish, and all of them are like rookies playing in the NBA.
Yes.
So that's just a bad situation.
Markelle Fultz is basically a rookie because he's been out every year. He's been in the league.
So that's just a bad situation.
Yeah.
They're worse than the Pistons.
Yeah, the Pistons got a little something.
That's rough.
Yeah, Jimmy Grant
and Cade.
Cade did play well.
So we covered the Suns series, Warriors series, Philly series. Now we're on to the Boston series,
which I think is the second best series going on.
I would agree. I think Boston's going to win.
You think they'll come back from down 2-1?
Yeah, I really like Boston because I think they're they remind me of the 2015 Warriors a lot.
They've got
just a young team that built through the draft is insanely deep.
They are very deep.
They have an interior defensive stopper in Robert Williams, like Draymond Green was.
Defensive Player of the Year, Marcus Smart.
Then they have Jason Tatum, who's their superstar,
who has shown to be also a good defender.
Yeah.
And then they have Jaylen Brown, who's like the co-star.
Yep.
And then off the bench they have like Horford's been great, Pritchard's been great, Grant Williams has been great.
Yeah.
So they're just
they have a very good.
They're a playoff team. When
they're built for this.
When you build a team, that's the team that you build for the playoffs. And I mean, yes, they have like Giannis, but I think like we were talking about earlier, with Chris Middleton not playing, I feel like they can put a scheme to at least kind of contain Giannis a little bit. You can never stop Giannis, but I think they can do enough to contain him. Mm-hmm. Yes, they just lost, but they just lost by 2 points.
Yeah.
So they were like really close.
Yeah.
So I think they're my pick to go to the finals. Actually, I think they go to the finals.
Yeah, they're very good. Pick. I still think that Philly would beat them in a series due to Matisse Thybulle guarding Tatum.
But then who's guarding Jaylen Brown?
Tobias Harris and you keep him on the 3-point line. They're not going to score over Joel. And who's going to guard Joel? Al Horford. He's like ancient.
Yeah, I know. They're going to be guarded by Robert Williams.
Robert Williams is 7 inches smaller.
But he's a really good defender.
Joel Embiid will just do a layup over his head every time. It'll be a good series. I agree.
Yeah, but I just think that Boston's a lot deeper than like Philly is.
Yeah, but Philly's got more firepower.
Philly's more top heavy. But I mean, in the playoffs,
have to have good role players. It's true. So that's why that series is going to be very good if it comes to that.
Plus, Boston's like hot.
They're very hot.
They ended the season like spectacular, and then they swept the finals favorites.
Yeah, they're the only team to sweep somebody.
Mm-hmm. So, and I mean, like Tatum like held KD to 26, 6, and 6 on 39% from the field and 33% from 3, while averaging 30 points, 4 assists, and 7 rebounds.
I mean, to stop their best player and to also average 34 and 7 is insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tatum. I saw something that said if they take down Milwaukee, who's the best player in the East besides Joel Embiid? Because he took down KD, and he took down, if he takes down Giannis, I mean, who's? I think he could be the best player in the league. Who's better than him? Joel's close.
Right now?
Yeah, right now.
Giannis.
If he takes down Giannis.
Well,
so we're talking the best player in the league of the 4 remaining teams. At that
No, just in the league in general.
Oh,
so if Boston beats Milwaukee,
10.
I think he's top 5.
I think he's like 6.
Who do you have in front of him?
Giannis, Embiid, Jokic.
He's better than Jokic.
Those are all 3 MVP candidates.
Yes, but Jokic, no.
Oh my gosh.
They're different positions.
Jokic is top 5, but Tatum is better than Jokic.
KD, and then probably
KD, and he just got swept by Jason Tatum, and Jason Tatum scored 34 and 7 on him and held him to 27.
Skill wise, KD is better.
Yeah.
Winning wise,
well, yeah, I mean
Tatum's better. Tatum beats KD. He beat him.
Okay.
So you can't say KD is better than him when Tatum beat him.
Well, sometimes the better player doesn't win.
that's true.
They have
the better player doesn't score as many points as the other guy, and
No, I think Tatum's probably
team, I feel
6 or 7 to me. But I would not be surprised if in the next 3 or 4 years he has an MVP.
I just like how competitive he is too.
He's so competitive.
He's
not. I remember him playing in college recently.
Yeah, he's pretty young.
But I wouldn't say he's the best player in the league.
What would you expect?
A bit of a stretch, but he's a phenomenal player. I love watching him play. He's 24.
Oh
Wow.
So he's
Holy crap.
he's getting close to hitting, once he hits the 26 to 29 range,
That's his peak.
True prime.
He is 2 years away from his prime and is in debate and being the top 5 player right now.
That's insane.
Wow.
That's crazy. With a league with LeBron and KD in it.
Yeah.
That's
Both
crazy.
of those guys are old now.
So he's gonna
Yeah,
be
they're getting
KD's younger than LeBron.
Yeah, I know,
3 years.
but I feel like he's still actually he's still pretty good. So.
Yeah.
I'd probably put Curry over him too.
Yeah. I would put Curry over him.
I'd say I can name 5 players that I can confidently say are better than Tatum, but Tatum I'd probably put at 6.
Okay. I can deal with that. I can take that.
I think because
I don't know about Jokic, but besides,
Oh my god.
I love Jokic.
Embiid, Giannis,
He had his year
Jokic,
last year.
KD, and
Oh, you didn't even
Steph.
say LeBron.
No, LeBron's not.
LeBron's a given.
LeBron's not a top 5 player anymore.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
not this year, maybe.
He's he's a heck of a player.
Yeah. I agree with that.
What? He statistically had his best season of his career this year. Yes, he averaged 30 points.
30.
He's playing with nobody, and he still can't make
And
the
he's
playoffs.
40 years old, averaging 30.
I love LeBron a lot, but I think that the time of him being the best player in the NBA is not.
Agreed. He's not the best player in the NBA anymore, but he's still definitely top 5.
I can see those 5.
He's better than Jokic.
He's not better
He's better than Jokic.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He is better than Jokic.
Oh my gosh, no.
Yes. Jokic is a wannabe LeBron.
Oh, okay.
He's just fat.
white center.
Exactly.
He's a fat white center.
That's able to be an MVP candidate.
That's great. He won the MVP last year. That's great. LeBron's been an MVP candidate his whole career. You never heard of Jokic
Except
till
this
last year. He was an MVP candidate this year. He almost won the scoring title if he would have played the last 2 games.
Yeah, he didn't play those couple games.
If he would have played the last 2 games, he would have won the scoring title.
Okay, well then I'll put LeBron at 6.
Okay, that is a
LeBron at 6.
And then I'll put Tatum at 7.
Tatum at
Whoa.
7.
How is LeBron having the best season of his career and they didn't even make the playoffs?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
Because he's playing with Russell Westbrook, who played like he should be in the G League, and Anthony Davis was on the bench the whole time.
Yeah, his team.
His second best player was who was the white dude, Austin Reeves.
His team
That was
definitely
second
got
best
just taken
player.
away from him.
The average
that's fair.
age for the Lakers was 30.
Which is
30.
old.
Yeah, that is old.
Did he have Dwight Howard on his team still?
The Lakers have 3 of the league's 5 oldest players.
Yeah, Carmelo Anthony was a starter for them. Yeah, come on now. Let's give LeBron a little more
that's
credit.
fair, I
But
guess.
Jokic also this season became the first player in NBA history to record 2,000 points, 1,000 rebounds, and 500 assists.
Wow, that's insane. That is so crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy.
But no, I'm not taking anything away from
LeBron's second
LeBron.
all-time scorer, and he's going to be.
I'm not taking anything.
Well, he's had the longest career.
All-time LeBron skyrockets all of them. But as we're sitting here today, today's NBA, he's going down a little bit.
If you give me two healthy teams, I am taking LeBron's healthy team over Jokic's healthy team 10 times out of 10.
So a healthy Lakers and a healthy
5-game series. 5-game series.
No, a healthy Nuggets and then a healthy Lakers. I'm taking
5-game
the
series
Nuggets.
What?
Okay.
You're taking
the Lakers team is trash.
They have
a full power healthy Lakers team.
But okay. That's still
they're
not
really
much.
like pretty much getting
a healthy Nuggets team has Jokic, Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, and then you have a lot of other guys still too, like Will Barton and who's the other guy?
No.
I think
okay, but what if the Lakers are at full health and like they are actually like all of them are playing like themselves?
You can't like add all these what if.
Yeah, that's the
what if.
what if.
No, I'm still taking healthy Lakers over healthy Nuggets.
Okay. I just think that LeBron's.
Who's guarding LeBron? Because he will tear apart Michael Porter Jr.
Oh no, LeBron's gonna get his, but Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray's better than Westbrook, and then what?
Lucas.
The last time Jamal Murray played,
he went off.
Insane.
Yeah, and who'd they lose to in the playoffs? A healthy who team? Lakers. Okay. Thank you.
That Lakers team was so much better than the Lakers team that he's on right now, and you cannot doubt that.
No, I can't.
So,
but when he was insane, he lost to a healthy Lakers team.
Okay, because
with a healthy AD and a healthy LeBron.
Yes, but they also had like Caruso.
Who was on the Lakers team when they won the finals?
LeBron and AD.
Is that it? Oh, Caruso.
They had Caruso. Yeah. They had Caldwell Pope was huge for them.
Did Kyle Kuzma do anything?
Yeah, Kuzma.
Aren't all of those players except for LeBron and AD gone now?
Yes.
Okay, well that doesn't help.
Yeah. So they had like Rondo was really good.
Yeah, they got rid of all of these players and replaced them with 37-year-old men.
Was good.
Yes.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I remember they had
if LeBron has a competent team, he's 100% taking that. But I'm just saying they lose the series because of LeBron's teammates, not of LeBron.
Yeah. I just find it funny that they traded all of these guys for like 30-year-olds.
I know.
That's
they
traded
not
30-year-olds, like 35-year-olds.
They traded for Russ, and Russ's cap hold is like $50 million, which then gave them. So the only thing they have was the vet minimum and the mid-level exception, and then the mid-level they spent on Monk, I think, which was good.
Who was very good this year. If they had Kendrick Nunn, they would have been better.
Why did they sign Russell Westbrook? Like, I just don't understand.
I think they're asking the same question.
Like,
I don't know. I feel like
they would have been a lot better if they took the Buddy Hield trade.
But yeah, I really like Buddy Hield.
Yeah, I think they should have taken the Buddy Hield trade. Agreed.
Buddy's a pretty cool name. Is that his like
Buddy?
Name?
Yeah.
He's from Hawaii, isn't he?
Bahamas.
That's sweet.
Maybe I can name my kid Buddy.
Buddy?
Yeah, that's a good name.
It's a good name.
Buddy.
So, shall we do some predictions?
Sure.
All right. We'll just do round 2 predictions. Or do you think we should do the full thing predictions?
I say we just go round 2.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll start off with Miami and Philly. I'm going to have Miami winning in 6.
Philly in 7.
Philly in 7.
Where are we at right now?
Miami and Philly.
No, I mean like who? Okay, Miami's 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
We're held to 79 points when Joel Embiid played.
Okay, Miami in 7.
We've already discussed.
Or no, Philly in 7.
7. Okay, I'm the only one having Miami.
I think so.
All right, Boston and Milwaukee. I have Boston winning in 7.
Yeah, I will say that as well.
As much as I want Boston to win, I think Milwaukee's going to win that series in 6.
6? I think Milwaukee in 7.
All right, Suns, Mavs. I have the Suns winning.
Yeah, definitely the Suns.
5.
Yep,
that's fair.
Yep.
We all agree on that. Okay. Warriors, Grizzlies. I have Warriors winning.
Warriors 7.
Yeah, I have Warriors in 7.
Yeah, I feel like the Warriors will pull it out.
Grizzlies in 7.
Okay.
I think Ja's gonna do it. Team Morant is gonna go crazy over on the sideline.
One thing we didn't talk about the Warriors is they literally have a team and it's called PTSD. How sick is that?
That is really cool.
It's
Poole,
Thompson, Steph, Draymond, and then Wiggins. But
Wiggins
is like but like that's their small ball lineup, and it's totally called PTSD. That's sweet.
That is really sweet.
Cool.
It's gonna be even sweeter when John Morant dunks on him again.
I want the Grizzlies to win, but I think I've never.
No one's a bandwagon like you.
I've never. Okay, there's one thing. I'm actually starting to like Steph a lot more than I used to because he's just fun to watch.
That's why I like the Warriors.
He's just.
I do not like Steph.
It's like Tom Brady. Like I don't like. I used to not like Tom Brady, but I respect him, and I know that he's the greatest player in football.
Yeah, that's fair.
I like
with Curry is gaining my respect. I also saw Curry play. I also saw Curry play in real life, and he went absolutely nuts.
Okay, that was at the All-Star game. When you're an insanely good shooter and there's no defense, you should go off.
It was fun to watch. I'm just saying. But it was
very fun to watch. I was going crazy, and I hate Curry.
Him being able to spread out
Curry
the
to the
offense
Lakers
is huge.
Okay,
I think what's underrated about Curry though is his finishing. He makes some insane layups.
He's a good finisher.
He does.
He's a good finisher. I honestly would not be completely opposed if LeBron joined the Warriors. I would not be completely opposed to that.
Then that might be
that might ruin
KD.
He's just ring chasing. But that team would be that's
interesting.
I feel like people say that for the first year and then forget.
Agreed,
but I don't think he will. But I mean,
the Warriors have everything they need right now to be an insanely good team. They have a young star and two experienced players, and Draymond and Wiggins, who's evidently an all-star starter. So
evidently,
yeah. So I mean, you can take that.
What did you think of Draymond's flagrant 2?
He's just
foul?
an idiot.
He
He starts the game in respect every time. And then every time I start to give him my respect, he does some bullcrap like that. And then, So,
he is a
let's
pretty
ask the
dirty
Warriors
player.
fan.
What do you think of Draymond?
Just what do you think of that flagrant 2 that he got going on? Did you see that play? The one where Brandon Clark jumped up, he smacked him in the face, and grabbed his jersey.
Yeah, okay. I thought that was not the dirtiest thing he's done.
No.
He's kicked people in the nuts.
He's the dirtiest player I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It is pretty bad.
He would fit well in the old Pistons team.
He's a Las Vegas Raider.
Yes.
He should be on the Raiders.
I didn't think it was that terrible. I mean, I definitely can see
Do you agree that it was a flagrant 2?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Yeah. Do you agree with him flipping off the entire crowd while walking out?
Did he do that?
Yeah, he said he was like, I felt really good after doing that.
That was not a smart thing to do.
That was not a smart.
No, he's an idiot.
I don't think he is.
It's not even like he's a superstar. He averages 9 points.
And he's just fueled by his emotions.
No.
He's a good defender.
He is not a Hall of Famer. Do not.
He's
say
a good
that.
defender.
How is he a Hall of Famer?
Dude,
you're shocked.
Okay,
he's a really good defense.
The NBA Hall of Fame is literally not that hard to get to. You win a ring, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, that's right.
I wish it wasn't like that because Draymond Green is not a Hall of Famer.
He's a good defensive player.
I think most people here.
Okay, Matisse Thybulle, Hall of Famer.
Most people think
if the Sixers won a championship this year, Matisse Thybulle is a Hall of Famer.
Most people think that Draymond's a first ballot unanimous Hall of Famer.
Who thinks that?
Draymond Green.
I feel like it's like the whole.
I haven't heard
fan base.
I have not heard
That's
that.
like them trying to
except
get
for the
Zaza
Warriors
on the All-Star team.
But I mean,
his teammates were Kevin Durant, and Klay Thompson in their prime.
But
the entire Western All-Stars is the Warriors starting 5.
They tried to get Zaza.
He's a good player.
No, that is terrible.
What would you guys say if the entire Western All-Star starting lineup was the Warriors starting 5?
I would have been.
They tried to do that.
I would have not watched it. Yes, I know.
They tried to get Zaza.
Not Zaza.
All-Star game.
Zaza's a punk. Zaza is more of a punk than Draymond, which is crazy to say.
He steps over people and
he acts like he's all cool. He scores 4 points a game.
Zaza Pachulia
is he even in the league anymore?
I have no clue.
No.
He's not in the league anymore?
The only reason he was on that Warriors team is because they had no money.
Yeah.
He is a trap. Okay.
Also,
who was their second big up? I feel like
JaVale McGee.
I feel like JaVale McGee was doing better than Zaza.
Festus Ezeli, yes. So his name is Festus.
Here's Draymond's track record right now: 3-time champion.
Okay, led by KD, Curry, and The All-Star thing is also rigged because Wiggins was an All-Star this year.
What starter? He's pretty good.
He averaged like 17 points a game, and it was an All-Star starter.
Well, he could be on the All-Star team.
First,
not a starter.
One-time All-NBA second team, one-time All-NBA third team, Defensive Player of the Year, 3 All-NBA, all-defensive first team.
He deserves everything defensively, yes.
2-time gold medalist, averaged 9 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists.
How many points?
9.
9 points. How many rebounds?
7.
That's not that good. Keep
5
going.
assists, 1.5 steal, 1 block, and 44%.
There are point guards who average more points, rebounds, than assists.
Okay, those statistics are crap.
Yeah, because he's a crap player. All he does, I would not go for a layup against him because he's going to kick me in the nuts or poke my eye out.
He does. Draymond does a lot of stuff that doesn't show up on the box score.
Yeah, no,
What?
He
Flips off the
He
crowd.
plays good defense.
Yeah, he's a great defender.
He's really intense.
Yeah, he kicks his
is
awards.
very intense.
Okay, if you were to go out for a layup and you had the chance of being kicked in the nuts or poked in the eye or hit in the head and
He's
pulled
like-
down by your jersey, would you go up? No.
He's like that one scrappy player you have.
I mean, Dennis Rodman made it to the Hall of Fame, and he doesn't have any insane numbers except
Okay, he had one game where he had 31 rebounds. Draymond Green's averaging 7 rebounds right now.
I feel like
he is not
that's
Dennis Rodman.
that's definitely different.
You can't just say that since he averages 9 points, he can't do it. That shouldn't be a Hall of Fame.
You're saying that.
I'm just saying.
But he's like, okay, he will be a Hall of Famer due to the lack of awards you have to make the Hall of Fame in the NBA.
Yeah.
He should not be a Hall of Famer. I think a minimum to be a Hall of Famer, you should average at least 10 points a game. I don't care if you're insanely good. Ben Simmons, who doesn't shoot, averages more points a game than that.
The fact that
He does not
you even
average
say
10
that
points.
that should be a given. You should average 10 points a game to go to the Hall of Fame. That's just funny that you said that just now.
You think that should
that
be
should
said.
be an unspoken thing.
You think that
If
maybe
you
20
don't
points a
average
game.
10, if you
20
don't
points a
average 10
game.
points a game, why are you in the Hall of Fame?
Draymond is the only player in NBA history to record 500 assists, 500 rebounds, 150 blocks, and 100 steals in a single season.
Holy crap.
That's awesome.
But,
And he averaged 9 and he scored 100 points.
All-Star is more of like a career thing.
Yeah.
So, like, there's been a ton of people.
I think
really,
when
really
in his
hot
prime
seasons.
he did average like 15 points a game, and that's when he should have been his All-Star, and he got all the awards he was supposed to
He's
get.
definitely-
He hasn't been an All-Star in a while.
Exactly, because he averages 9 points.
He's also getting older.
He's definitely not a scorer. I mean, that's pretty evident. But
Yes, but he's not a
other things,
rebounder or an assist dude.
But he helps out his team a
Russell
lot.
Westbrook averaged more points, rebounds, and assists than him this year.
Russell
Russell
Westbrook's a
passes
score
fast.
first.
Yeah.
Right.
But he had more rebounds, and Draymond's a power forward, a Hall of Fame power forward.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Russell Westbrook.
He definitely
I remember
does help
one
out
game
the
he
team a
took
lot.
the
Russell
rebound
Westbrook's a
from
Hall of
someone
Famer.
else so he could get a triple.
It's not hard to make it to the Basketball Hall of Fame. You just have to.
That's what's I think
that's
that's the
crazy.
thing I have the most problems
You
with.
just have to be an all-star player.
Hall of Fame is
Usually
like,
good.
like the best.
3+ All-Star games, you make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
From Ben
that's
Simmons is a Hall of Fame
Russell
basketball
Westbrook's a
player.
Hall of Famer.
Because he was the first player to ever average a triple-double in 2 consecutive seasons. He averaged a triple-double.
Yeah.
That is pretty insane.
Like, we go crazy if someone has a triple-double. That was an average.
Draymond's
game.
had triple doubles without points.
Awesome.
He has?
Yeah, I think he's had games with 10.
Yeah, he has.
With
It's,
10
and
steals.
which is
10 blocks.
impressive.
That's
It
really
was 10
impressive.
Which is very impressive.
10 steals is a lot.
10 steals is a lot. But
I mean,
yes,
I don't
Russell
like
Westbrook-
I don't like Draymond Green as much as you do, but I still think that he deserves to be.
I mean, he's undoubtedly a dirtbag.
Yeah, I hate watching him play.
No, here.
He's so annoying, but I mean, he's good at his job.
Yeah, he's legit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, our next topic is the Utah Jazz.
Oh boy.
They lost in 5 to the Dallas Mavericks, and this is the second year, I believe, that they got bounced in the first round, right?
Yeah, they got bounced the first round last year. It was more competitive last year, though.
Yeah.
They got open shots.
And there's been constant beef since 2020 with Gobert and Mitchell. And Gobert recently said, like, you have to trade either me or him or both or something like that.
Okay, they just need to stop being babies, first of all. Like, you are grown men. Get over some controversy. That's what I had to say first off. You are literally grown men getting paid millions to put a ball in a basket. You need to get over the controversy of, he doesn't pass to me much. Like, come on.
He doesn't best of it all.
Okay, that's true. But Donovan Mitchell was the one that was being a baby first. I'm not going to play with him because he got COVID. So did the whole world. Okay, Donovan. So let's chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they've gotten over that.
Maybe. Well, that's when it all started. And they just need to grow up first of all. But they're not going to grow up. So they're going to have to trade one of them.
A lot of these multi-millionaire athletes getting called.
Yeah, because Donovan Mitchell's a stud.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get rid of him.
I would get
rid of Donovan Mitchell.
Sure.
Rudy for Ben Simmons. Now let's talk about that. Makes the 70. I mean, makes the Nets.
Simmons is healthy. I think it's a W.
It makes the Nets better because they need a big guy because they're starting DeAndre Jordan out there who's just.
I like DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, when he was in his prime, he was unreal.
He almost has the most rebounds per game.
But now I think he played 5 games this year.
Yeah,
he didn't play.
Yeah, they have Claxton who's not a bad young guy, but they need if they had Rudy, it'd be really good.
That would help them a lot.
And then you put you put Ben Simmons on the Jazz, and he's more of an inside scorer that can dish out to your shooters, which they have a lot of shooters. So I think all in all, it's a great trade.
They should immediately do that trade.
This trade needs to happen.
The only thing is they're Rudy's the best interior defender in the league, and he's won 3 Defensive Player of the Year, so they don't really want to give him up for nothing. But.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If I had Rudy, I would not give him up for Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons hasn't played in 2 years. Yeah. So I can see how this trade won't happen. Yeah. But it would be pretty cool if it did.
Here's what Rudy said. So Sean O'Connell, who is I think I've heard of him before, he says that a source close to the situation has informed me that Rudy Gobert is at him or me point with Donovan Mitchell and will demand that one of them be traded in the next few days. Doesn't feel like they will win the championship together.
How long ago was that?
That was May 2nd, so 5 days ago. Huh? Rudy feels that his own numbers are consistent or getting better, while Don is defense. Well, Don is a defensive liability and is falling off in terms of explosiveness. Gobert is also aware of at least one Western Conference power that would be willing to pay handsomely for his abilities.
Yeah, I feel like he does really have a high trade value.
He does,
obviously, because he's just that good.
Warriors.
Yeah. When you watch, wait, really?
The Warriors.
So what is the? Dude, I could low-key see the Jazz making the trade Wiseman for Gobert, which is an awful trade for them, but I can see that happening.
For the Jazz, the Warriors.
For the Jazz, that's an insanely good trade for the Warriors.
Yeah, they would have to get...
You're giving a young guy who hasn't played all year for Gobert.
Yeah, how old is Gobert?
Gobert is 29.
Just about the same age as Curry and Clay and all those guys. Yeah, so they could all finish out their careers together, winning championships.
Of course, that's a Rudy Gobert to the Knicks.
The Knicks.
I think if everyone wants Donovan Mitchell to get traded to the Knicks because he's from New York.
That'd be cool. But I agree with what Rudy said. I think he should get out of Utah.
I don't think he's ever going to win in Utah.
No, you will never win in Utah.
Yeah, that's fair.
You will never win in Utah.
Nobody cares about the Jazz.
The Jazz.
People forget their
even though they have pretty
cool
jerseys.
They did our trade. Ben Simmons or Rudy Gobert and first round pick for Ben Simmons.
Nobody cares about the Utah Jazz.
They want to trade. They want a first round pick for Ben. What? Okay, I love Ben Simmons. I'm probably the biggest Ben Simmons fan out there, but he is not worth that.
You might be the only Ben Simmons fan out there.
I guess so. But I don't think whoever the team is should. You should not go a first round pick for Ben Simmons. I cannot believe the Jazz would do that. That would be foolish.
Yeah,
that is very foolish.
I just looked at trade packages. And
that would be pretty rough.
Yeah, I mean, I could see it happening.
I want to look at the Warriors trade because I've heard that a lot. And that's an awful trade.
The Warriors trade who?
Do you want to hear one worse?
Yes.
Rudy Gobert, Jordan Clarkson, a first round pick for Karl-Anthony Towns and Malik Beasley.
What? No, they were never going to
do
that. That is awful.
No.
Okay, here's the Warriors one.
I love Carl.
Gosh.
Oh,
Rudy Gobert for Wiggins, Wiseman, Moses Moody, and a first round pick.
Wow. Who comes up with these
shit?
Sports not.
Don't make that trade. Is that the same website that had those draft trades in the NFL? Those were god awful too.
That one was bad.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Awful.
These are not realistic.
So the Warriors are trading
this wouldn't even work in 2K.
For
these trades would not even work in 2K.
The trade override would not accept this trade.
Yeah.
Normal
trade. Trade override.
Trade override. This is too awful of a trade.
The trade override would decline it.
We cannot take this.
This trade is too bad. We refuse to accept this.
Here we go. The Warriors may feel like a reach to be in the mix for Gobert, but Brian Windhorst has pointed them as watch in a trade for the Jazz center. If Golden State has a weakness, as much as they can get around it, very well most of the time it lacks of size. Gobert's contract is certainly a thing with 4 years and around $170 million, including a $46.6 million player option in 2025. His trade offer was Wiggins, Wiseman, and a future first round.
Why do they have to trade Wiggins and Wiseman?
Wiggins is not an all-star, but he was. Okay.
Wiggins is included mostly as a big asset to matching Gobert's salary, which Windhorst hinted at. But the former number 1 overall pick could be a good complementary piece on the team's center fully on Mitchell. Wiseman struggles to get healthy, could be reaching a breaking point for Golden State, but he's still an interesting young player. Utah could take an easy flyer on and Golden State throws in a draft pick as well.
I like it.
A first-round pick?
Who does DeAndre Drummond?
The Warriors' first-round picks would be like pick.
Okay, does he still play for the Cavs?
Who?
Drummond. He's on the Sixers.
Drummond?
No, he was part of the trade at the Nets with the Ben Simmons debacle.
I thought
Ben Simmons debacle.
I like Drummond.
They have this one is Rudy and Ben for Ben and 2 first-round picks.
2 for
2 first-round picks. That's a lot.
Jeez. Here's where I want him to go. Dallas.
The Mavericks?
I like
Tim
that.
Hardaway, Dwight Powell, Sterling Brown, and a future first. That's
because they
keep
Brunson, Dinwiddie, and Luka, and
he's like a 5-time consecutive All-Star.
Okay,
I like that trade a ton for the Mavs. Mark Cuban makes that trade right now.
Mark. Okay,
he just can't play perimeter defense at all. Okay. But he's the best interior defensive player.
Mark Cuban needs to make that trade instantly because that is a very good trade.
Charlotte Hornets.
Oh.
Rudy Gobert,
he does not fit
Rudy
with
Gobert,
him.
Mike Conley for Gordon Hayward, Terry Rozier, Mason Plumlee, and a future first.
I would take that trade as well on the Hornets. You get rid of Mason Plumlee and you pick up Rudy Gobert and Mike Conley. I love the way Mike Conley plays. Yeah. I don't know if they need him though because they have a ton of
that's a terrible trade. Don't do that.
No, that one's really bad.
That is an awful trade.
Gobert and Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Clint Capella, John Collins, Kevin Huerter, and a first-round pick.
That is a terrible trade. The Hawks would be giving away 3 of their 5 starters, right?
I don't think Huerter starts for them.
Huerter doesn't start?
Yeah.
He's on the bench now.
Okay, but he's still good.
Yeah.
I like
that.
The Mavericks.
Is a foolish trade.
Mavs and Warriors.
Yep, I like both those.
Yeah, I mean, if you trade Wiggins and Wiseman in a first is a good package for the Warriors. Because
Wiggins and Wiseman.
I mean, like you said, I feel like
I don't think they should throw in the first round pick though, because basically Wiseman was the first round pick.
So how about they take out one of those 2 and just throw the first round pick in then?
Salary.
You gotta get rid of both.
And Wiggins their only big contract, so that would.
Which is crazy.
But I think tradable contract. I mean, they have Curry and Draymond in them, but they're not going to trade him.
Draymond deserves no money.
Pay him the minimum wage.
I mean, if you roll out a team, Weaver, this could work. You roll out a team next year of Curry, Poole, Clay, Draymond, and Gobert. That's a great team.
Yes.
Holy crap.
That is a good team. That is a good team. Who's coming off the bench, though?
Gary Payton.
Okay. You still have Kuminga, top 5 pick last year.
Okay.
Kuminga is very good.
Moody, right?
I was just Moody.
Unless she's not in there, which he's a good shooter. Who else is on the Warriors? I cannot think.
I mean,
I would do that.
I like the starting 5. I'm not sure about the bench. Like, who's going to be coming off the bench? Like, I'm just not sure about that.
That would probably give them. They wouldn't.
They wouldn't have a lot of. Yeah.
They
wouldn't be able to
pick
up
anybody
anybody in free agency either.
Oh, that's right, because his contract is true.
Why don't they just give him not a big contract?
He's already getting paid. So
yeah.
Kevon Looney, Moses Moody, Juan Toscano Anderson.
Otto
Porter's.
Otto Porter, yeah. That bench is good.
I like that.
It's a solid bench.
Yeah, I guess so.
Especially
with that good of a starting 5. So
yeah, and I mean, like Clay's 6'7", so he can easily go to the 3, and then Poole's exploded, so you can put him at your starting 2.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, Gobert just has to sit in the paint, set screens.
That's definitely a good starting 5. I'm just not sure about if they have a lot of depth with that trade or not.
Yeah, it would take a tiny bit of it into their depth, but I think that
Wiseman doesn't even play for him.
Yeah,
and Wiggins, you're just replacing starters.
It's honestly
with
just Wiggins
for
that's
Gobert. So it's not terrible, actually.
And I mean, like I said, Gobert, all he has to do is rebound, play in inside defense, and set screens. He doesn't have to score.
Yeah. That's true.
I like it.
And then for the Jazz, they can kind of do a mini rebuild or retool, I guess, because they have no young players either.
Yeah, they have none.
How old is Donovan Mitchell?
24.
He's like starting to become a
He's 24. That's young.
Yeah, but
they have no one else.
Joe Ingles is like 35. Mike Conley's 34.
So he is the younger.
Bojan's 32.
And everyone else is like an ancient fossil type of guy.
Yeah,
ancient fossil.
They are an ancient fossil type of guy.
Yeah. So are you guys all opposed? Mitchell's 25. Yeah. So you're all opposed to trading Mitchell.
I don't know why.
I would not trade Mitchell. He is my one young star. I would not trade my young star.
I would trade
to go with a bunch of foreign dudes that are old.
I want to
a bunch of foreign guys in their 30s.
Okay, but what if Donovan like demands a trade? I mean, you have to. And what if Gobert also demands a trade?
They both demand. Then
the Jazz is screwed.
franchise.
That's a realistic possibility.
They should just get rid of the franchise at that point.
The Jazz franchise just needs to go away.
Just get rid of the franchise at that point.
Connor, I'm about to make your day or end it. 2 trade packages to send Donovan Mitchell to the Bulls. How much you want to bet is for Zach LaVine?
Zach LaVine's not a Bull anyway. He's gone. Just letting you guys know.
Bad. Okay. Never mind. Lonzo Ball, Patrick Williams, and a first-round pick.
No.
Donovan Mitchell.
No. That is terrible. What's the next one? No, not 2 of your last...
Wait, let me see.
That is terrible.
Scroll back down. No, scroll up again. I want to see the trade. What was it?
Lonzo Ball, Patrick
Williams, who was their first pick last year, and another first-round pick. That is terrible. No. All right. What's the next one? Because that one was just horrendous.
So Connor is not liking this.
Connor would hate that trade.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
You're
boy.
going to hate this one so much. Utah Jazz received Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, 2023 first from Portland. From Philly, 2026 first from Chicago. The Bulls received Donovan Mitchell, and the Sixers received Zach LaVine.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's
so
just...
Sixers get LaVine, Bulls get Mitchell, and then...
So the Jazz are getting like 10 assets.
Okay, the Sixers get LaVine. Mm-hmm. Okay. The Bulls get Donovan Mitchell. Okay.
And then they get off of Tobias Harris's massive contract.
Philly does not need to give up Tobias, Tyrese Maxey, and a first-round pick for Zach LaVine. No. No, that's terrible. That is ripping off Philly. No. No, especially when they have to pay for James Harden here soon. Absolutely not. No.
I forgot they had James Harden.
That is horrendous. Both of those were terrible. That writer should...
these trades.
Yeah, the person who makes these trades needs to be fired. These are horrendous. These are
every trade that has been suggested during this podcast is a awful deal.
Except for the Mavericks and the Warriors ones.
Yes.
I obviously don't make up these trades. If I had more time, I would actually make a trade, but I didn't.
Yeah,
every trade except
that
for
was
the Mavericks
terrible.
And the
Okay,
awful trades.
The Bulls just Zach LaVine's not going to be a Bull. I'll tell you that right now.
It's like you're trying to screw over your friend in fantasy.
He basically told them goodbye without telling them goodbye.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I think LaVine...
He's like, I've had a great time here in Chicago. It's been a great run. That's literally what he said. Yeah. Does that not sound... He's not staying.
I saw somebody say he should go to the Lakers.
Which would be awesome. LeBron and LaVine with AD.
That would be sweet.
They just gotta...
Get rid of Westbrook.
Somehow cut him.
Just cut Russell Westbrook. Just
that gets you Zach LaVine, I'd cut him.
Free agency.
Or you do a sign and trade for Russell Westbrook.
Immediately.
The Bulls will never do that.
Yes, they will.
Really?
So I mean,
they have Lonzo.
Yeah, but the sign and trade is basically
You're going to
LaVine is acquired has said yes to the Lakers offer, and then they're like, okay, can we at least get a player back? Like, yeah, heck yeah, take Russell
Westbrook. He's an all-star.
So it's either you lose LaVine for nothing or gain Russell Westbrook. Which one would you rather have?
Lose LaVine for nothing. No, I'm just kidding.
I would rather lose him for
Russell
nothing.
Westbrook is a back as a
that is going to be the worst three-point shooting team I've ever seen. Yeah. Lonzo, Russell Westbrook, and DeMar, they all three don't shoot threes.
It's true.
And Caruso, terrible.
Their best shooter's their center.
Yeah, for real. That is terrible. Yeah, no.
So, Connor, if you're watching this, comment down below your thoughts on this trade.
I cannot wait to see that. We need to tell him to watch this.
Please let us know.
Yeah. You might want to check the comment section, because Connor will go off.
We've came up with 3 awful trades for your Bulls.
Yeah, this will be awesome.
Not a single good one. 3 awful ones.
Nope, not one good one.
3 awful ones.
Oh, that's funny.
We have to have him on here soon.
We do.
The Fry guy.
Yes. All right, do we have anything else?
I think that's all we have.
Any other thoughts?
No,
I let it all out today.
You did.
That's good. That's good.
Yep.
Make you feel better.
Yes, I feel better now.
Nice. That's good.
All right, that'll wrap it up for today. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Draymond Green is not a Hall of Fame player.
Oh, yeah, to get that out.